We need to talk because it's everywhere. In Nigeria, in Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, Congo, literally everywhere across the continent. With the extensive use of single-use plastics, unnecessary packaging, improper waste collection and management, lack of innovation, and irresponsible human behavior in the name of convenience, we face a serious environmental challenge that has a huge impact on nature, humans, and national development. But with our keen interest to be part of the solution, our research team at AFRICER brought leading stakeholders around the continent to discuss effective plastic waste management in Africa as part of our webinar series in 2022. We concluded in this report that knowledge sharing, localized and effective policies, education, research, innovation, and technology, top to down and down to top approaches, including grassroots and informal stakeholders, could help us to effectively control this pollution. As a follow-up, we introduced the Action Against Plastic Pollution in Africa, investigating plastic policies on the continent, a research project that seeks to 1. Examine the impact of plastic policies on public attitudes and behaviors to inform managerial strategies, 2. Build capacity for action, 3. Make relevant data publicly available, and to identify factors to develop a guide for developing and implementing feasible and effective policies in other African countries.
So when we're developing policy changes, it's important that we take behavior into account as well. So we want to ask ourselves questions like, why do people behave in a certain way, but also why aren't they behaving in a different way already? In this case, why do people use single-use plastics, and why don't they already change to a more sustainable material? So before we can implement new regulations in an effective way, we need to understand the causes of behavior, but also the reasons for why people aren't changing already. For example, it's possible that someone wants to change, but that it's just too difficult right now for them to do so. And by figuring out how we can meet people's needs, we can design the environment in such a way that it's easier for people to adhere to these new policy changes. So in this case, it's important that we study the behavior around single-use plastic bans, so we know how to improve the effectiveness of these policy changes.
This project became an SDG micro-project that originated from the Ban Ki-moon Center's Global Citizen Scholarship Program, aiming to contribute to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. With this support, we undertook the project's first phase, which included capacity building workshop, preliminary workshops, literature review, administrative documentation, and some partnerships. So in the next 24 months, we are kicking off in Rwanda, and supports from partners and all stakeholders are all welcome. The challenge we face today with plastic pollution is as a result of human irresponsibility yesterday, and not the material itself. Join us as we take action against plastic pollution in Africa.